True grace is never about putting on a polite facade. It is about a silent, masterful takedown. If you still yell to express your anger or burst into tears the second someone throws shade at you, you will always be a doormat at the bottom of the social food chain. Psychology has found that the most formidable people can crush someone's dignity in an instant with just one sentence spoken while they smile. This is called a high-status verbal takedown in psychology. Stop being the people pleaser who always says, "It is fine." Master these gentle but razor-sharp lines, and you will win not just the argument, but the entire power dynamic. You will hold people who look down on you fully accountable with nothing but your words. Sounds satisfying, right? But the reality is, you can be completely in the right, but lose your temper and end up looking like the unhinged one in everyone else's eyes. Here is a brutal psychological truth. Human beings are inherently status-focused creatures. Subconsciously, we do not respect a person who screams and shouts. We only respect a person who stays fully calm and emotionally detached. The second you rush to explain yourself, to prove your innocence, you have already lost. Because in any psychological power play, explanation equals low status. Silence equals high status. Imagine this scenario. You are in a work meeting and a colleague suddenly throws shade at you in front of the whole room. Wow, did you even write this proposal yourself? It looks exactly like the one from the other team last quarter. What do 90% of people do first? They turn red, raise their voice, and fire back defensively. What are you talking about? I stayed up all night writing this. Wrong. Dead wrong. This is a defensive stress response. The more flustered you get, the more they win, because their entire goal is to make you angry, to drag you down to their level of petty, unprofessional behavior, and beat you with years of practice at being toxic. A truly graceful, masterful takedown uses a metacognitive psychology trick. You step outside the content of the attack and judge the dynamic itself. You look at them like they are a clown and pause for 3 full seconds. Remember, those 3 seconds of silence are what will make them panic. Then you smile and say one line. I am really curious what made you think it was appropriate to ask such an unprofessional question in a formal meeting like this. See the difference. You did not defend your proposal. You called out their character. This is what is called separation of tasks in psychology. Whether your work is original is a factual matter. Why they chose to attack you publicly is a reflection of their own character and manners. If they want to embarrass you, you shine the spotlight right back on them and make them the one embarrassed in front of everyone. That is what a graceful, powerful counterattack looks like. This is the second core principle I want to teach you. Switch from a victim mindset to an observer mindset. Most of the time, you lose ground in a conversation because you care too much about what the other person thinks of you. There is a psychological principle called the projection effect. When someone attacks you, it is almost never about something you did wrong. It is a projection of their own inner darkness and insecurities. They call you fake because they are dishonest with themselves. They mock your hard work because they are insecure about their own lack of drive. So the next time someone launches a personal attack on you, whether it is a family member putting down your career or a friend mocking your goals, do not get angry. Anger tells them you care. It tells them their attack worked. What you need to do instead is show compassionate detachment. You can respond calmly with this line. Thanks for the input, but I have noticed you seem way more stressed about this than I am. Is everything going okay for you lately? This psychology technique is called returning unwanted emotion. Think of it like this. If someone tries to hand you a rotting, foul-smelling gift, all you have to do is not reach out to take it. That gift will stay with them and rot in their own hands. The second you say this line, the attacker and defender switch places instantly. They wanted to see you flustered and furious. Instead, you are speaking to them like a therapist addressing their unhealthy behavior. This is how you break through their facade completely while still keeping your calm and dignity. Of course, the highest form of graceful, powerful communication is not counterattacking. It is indifference. Most people's pain comes from trying to reason with unreasonable people. But you have to understand, in the adult world, you can only filter out the wrong people. You cannot teach them to change. When you are dealing with someone who is being deliberately unreasonable and toxic, just look at them with the calm curiosity of someone watching a rare animal at the zoo. Then use this all-purpose line. You are right. Your perspective is definitely unique. Then turn and walk away. This is not just brushing them off. This is a complete power shift that renders them irrelevant. In your mind, you have already categorized them as someone not worth wasting a single brain cell on. This high-value indifference will hurt them far more than 100 curse words ever could, because the opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference. Hate requires you to spend energy on them. Indifference erases their existence entirely. I want to leave you with one final thought. True grace is not about speaking softly and being polite all the time. It is about having the power to flip the table at any moment, but choosing to sit quietly and sip your tea instead. When your inner strength is so great that you no longer need outside validation to support your self-worth, every word you speak will hold the weight of truth. Your emotional energy is incredibly valuable. Do not waste it on people who do not deserve it.